Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's time for another knife review. So this is the Opinel No. 7 My First Knife. I bought these knives for my girls when they turned 6 this year. If you're not familiar with Opinel knives, you probably should be. Opinel has been making knives for a long time. They are made in France, and they're just very classic, simple knives. The majority of the knives they make are folding knives, and they make a few specialty knives. Opinel knives come in different sizes. This is a No. 7. They come from a No. 2, which is very small, up to a No. 12. They do make some larger sizes as well in some of the specialty blades, but for the standard pocket knife style, they make from the size 2 up to a size 12. Now, as I do when I do reviews of things, first I'll go over the features of these knives. I'll let you know what I've been using them for, or rather what my kids have been using them for, and then I'll just give you some of my pros and cons of these Opinel knives. So first of all, the features of the No. 7 My First Knife. So this knife has a beechwood handle. It comes in a variety of colors. My kids picked the red and the green, only green because it didn't come in pink. It has a stainless steel blade with a rounded tip. The blade is 3 inches long, handle's 4 inches, so the overall knife, when open, 7 inches long. It has that Opinel ViroBlock lock system there. So locks closed and twist to unlock and to lock when it's open. It's very light. Really not a lot to say about the features of this knife. It's pretty simple, basic, and straightforward. As far as the use of these knives, I bought these knives for my kids when they turned 6 because they really want to help me do stuff and do work and chop firewood and cut things. Really, they just want to cut things. And I wanted to get them some sort of knife or pocket knife. So I looked at a few different pocket knives, a few different ones that were made for kids. Not that I had to get one that was made for kids. Found these Opinels. I thought these would be a good option because they are simple, they're easy to operate. These are pretty affordable, which is good for a learner's pocket knife because it's very likely to be abused or broken or lost, or all of the things that are going to happen to a pocket knife when someone is first learning how to use one and carry one. I think I paid about $12 a piece for these. I got them on Amazon and they were a little bit cheaper. They were on sale. So I'm not sure the MSRP, but I know it's less than $20 a piece. My daughters have been using these for a few months now. Mostly we've been using these to learn knife safety. Number one, if you're handing someone a knife or I'm handing them a knife, you acknowledge that you are holding it before you let go of it.
Thank you. Thank you.
We practice the safety circle and make sure you can't touch anyone else, so you're far enough away.
I need to be over here.
Okay, you can scoot over there. So before you open your knife, you hold it and reach your arm out. Make sure there's nobody close enough that you could reach them or cut them. We practice sitting and opening our knife safely, keeping our hands away from the blade, making sure it's locked, and then cutting, always cutting away from ourselves and away from our hands. Mostly we make sharp sticks. I have been trying to get the kids to make feather sticks because that's a really good practice for using a knife, is getting some control to make shavings and not fling the shavings off.
Papa, I get in a hang of it.
You're getting really good at it. We haven't started into sharpening them yet. I've been sharpening them. This one needs to be sharpened. It looks like they were maybe sawing rocks with it. We have been learning about keeping them clean and dry and making sure we don't stick them in the dirt. My daughters absolutely love these things. They ask to use them all the time. I keep them with my Opinel knives, and when we're outside and we're going to be doing something, we will all get our knives out and we will all do something together, whether it's sharpening sticks or making feather sticks or just out cutting flowers or leaves or something. So We're trying to practice using knives safely, and that's the real reason I got these. Let's talk about some pros and cons. Number one, the price. As many of you know from when you first learned how to use a knife, it's probably going to get dropped a lot, probably going to get broken. So this is a great option because it's pretty inexpensive to replace it when it does get broken or lost. Being realistic, I know that those are things that are likely to happen. Another pro is just the basic, simple operation of Opinel knives. They're really easy for a kid to learn how to use. There's nothing tricky to figure out. There's no danger getting your hands in the way of the blade. No liner locks, none of that. Very simple, very basic. Next pro would just be the quality of the knives. Opinel knives are really good quality for a relatively inexpensive knife. You just can't really go wrong with an Opinel. I do have a couple of cons. I like having the rounded tip, but this might be a little too round. One of the things my kids, one of them in particular, has struggled with is picking the knife up and not immediately recognizing which is the sharp side, because it looks kind of the same when you're just glancing at it and you're excited. Fortunately, we haven't had any cut fingers, we haven't put a thumb on the sharp side, haven't had any slip-ups like that, and my kids are remembering to lock it, so we haven't had a blade fold on a hand or anything like that. But the very round shape is just a little bit too round, maybe. Another con that I've had has been the locks on these. The locks on these kind of grate a little bit. They're a little harder to turn than my other Opinels. And you can feel them, they kind of grate a little bit. They kind of grind. You probably can't really hear that. You can feel it more than hear it. I've tried sitting out here and like twisting them 100 times just to, try to wear off whatever it is that's gritty in there. Overall though, I think these are fantastic knives for beginners, or just a fantastic knife for someone who doesn't want a pointy knife, I guess. If you have kids and you're thinking about getting a first pocket knife, first folding knife, take a look at this Opinel. Inexpensive, it's good quality, and I really like them, and my kids really like them. As always, you guys let me know what you think. Leave me a comment. Let me know your opinion of Opinel pocket knives, of these first knives. Let me know what your first pocket knife was, and how long did it take till you broke the tip off of it. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you next time.